Keep it going for Joanne, guys. She's right backstage. It's awkward if you don't. How's it going, Portland? I'm just trans. Be cool with it. That's how it works. I am a transgender lesbian, which is a flavor we come in. And I have to explain that because a lot of people don't understand that sexuality and gender identity are two different things and they can intersect. And also, a lot of people are not turned on by Venn diagrams. Awkward. It's at that point now where, like, me trying to date, I think it'd be easier if instead of my all-eye baggage that I've got, if I was just like Frankenstein's monster. It's like an easier first date conversation. You're like, listen, before we order drinks, I should let you know that technically I am 7 corpses sewn together. I mean, it's totally cool. I'm totally alive. My dad told me. He's a doctor, so. Well, he didn't so much tell me as he screamed at the heavens when I was born, but I got the gist of it. I got dumped recently. That was awful. It's my first real, like, queer breakup. Like, I've always been queer. I've always been a lady, but she was the first one who also knew that going into it, so that was cool. And it was, like, fun to have somebody who could see me for who I was. I'm also definitely the cutest I've ever been in my life, which is cool. Yeah, I'm really getting there. And but I also, it's a breakup now where I get to look in the mirror and be like, wow, she saw you for who you are. She knows who you are. You look amazing. So it is just your personality after all. So turns out, lesson learned. Dumped me in the worst possible way. She let me pick her up at the airport, drive her home from the airport. Hug her goodnight, like wish her, like go home, and then she called me once I got home. She's like, text me when you get home safe, and I texted her when I got home safe, and then she's like, well, now that you're not gonna cry behind the wheel, I can't see you anymore. That was how that happened. That's how we broke up. That's the worst. Yeah, I'm better off. I get it, but I still have a punchline. Because the silver lining of that scenario is that I am now off the hook for giving anybody else an airport ride ever again in my life. Great. I had a friend ask for a ride last week. I'm like, no, that's a trigger and you should know better. Thank you. Other silver lining, she left me for a man, so I have now transitioned so far that I am living lesbian cliches. So, it's also a good thing. Because we were starting a date, like I was calling her my girlfriend, and then she was calling me for a 3-hour conversation about how we're not ready for labels yet. Yeah, and she said to me, she goes, we've been dating for a few months when that happened, and I was like, I called her my girlfriend, she's like, oh, she goes, I didn't know labels meant so much to you. And I was like, sweetie, I paid a judge in the state of California $430 to legally declare me a woman. So yeah, labels mean a little bit to me. Just putting that out there. Loving my hair. My hair is the best it's ever been. I love it so much. And I was talking to my friend last night, and she was like, because she was talking about how like she has this whole routine for putting her. she's just subjecting people. She's always people come in, just do her hair for her. All right. Routine for hair. She's like, oh, yeah, I put it in a head. I curl it up and I put it before bed. I wrap it up and then I sleep in a headband. And I'm like, oh, I just naturally have this. She goes, oh, that's really lucky for you. Like really sarcastic. And I was like, yeah, I was also born with the penis, so let's not go ahead and brag about me too much yet. There's some problems. But I like, because whenever my hair gets really frizzy, there's always someone who will say something to me like, well, welcome to being a woman. And I'm always like, oh, is that the thing? This is what brought it all together, huh? That's just some Paul Mitchell product that I'm on Vanity Fair's cover. That's cool. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know if you are not trans, if you are a cis person, I have been welcomed to being a woman. I've got it. It's done. You don't need to do it ever again. It turns out I've been a woman my whole life as it goes. And I'm such a woman that when someone welcomes me to being a woman because of my frizzy hair, I get offended because I'm like, that is not what being a woman is. Like, I have a couple weeks of like sexual harassment tweets that can tell you otherwise about what being a woman is compared to hair care products. Like, thanks for the bobby pins, but I also have a 2016 presidential election that can tell you what being a woman is in this country. I know, it got dark real quick. It's fine. I'm sick of it always being a superficial thing. It's always like a hair thing or a makeup thing or like a clothing thing. And I'm like, I know enough. I just, once I wanted to be like, welcome to being a woman. Now listen, our entire job is to wait for the God of War to come back and you have to be ready. Do you have a cloak? Your mom should have gotten you a cloak. Do you have one? She might not have known. It's fine. Do you have a wand? Yeah, I have a wand. I'm a Slytherin. Thank you very much. You'll meet your true friends. These cunning folks will use any means to achieve their end. Yeah, I know the rhyme. I'm good. Best part of being a woman for me has been the last year and a half when I've been on estrogen. I've been on estrogen for 2 years, but about a year into it, I discovered that I can now achieve a female orgasm. That's the sound I make. It's amazing, because I didn't know what would happen. When I was first starting hormones, they made it seem like you wouldn't enjoy any of it. It's like, take these if you don't want to kill yourself. Like, that's the medical thing that I was given. So, yeah, I know, I live this life. So, they sat me in a room, they gave a piece of paper, and it said, when you're on these, like, side effects, it goes, you may no longer enjoy sex in a traditional way. And then it says, there are other ways to enjoy sex, and perhaps you and a partner can explore those together. That's all it said. That is not information. At best, that is a well wish. Like, that is... If you got in your car tomorrow and you're like, hey, I need to get a ride. Where's Trader Joe's? And they're like, well, there's lots of ways you can get to Trader Joe's. And... perhaps you and a navigator can explore those together. You're like, that's not directions. That's a game of Oregon Trail. Like, that's... So I'll leave you with this. The only thing about my orgasm that I've loved is, like, the only way I can describe it to y'all is basically the difference between having, because people always ask me after shows now, they're like, oh, so you had a male orgasm and now you have a female orgasm, who has a better one? And I just laugh in their face, because it's definitely women. And I love that I am now literally a character from Greek mythology, which is fantastic. The only way that I can describe the difference between what it felt like then and what it feels like now, essentially it's the same as if you've been wearing a skirt or a dress for like 3 to 6 months, and then you reach down one day out of the blue and realize that it has pockets. Thank you guys very much. I'm Silverman. Thank you.